Hello there, my name is Chris Chukuma. People call me Dr. Chris. I want to talk today about attitude. I get called to train organizations and teams on workplace essential skills, what people call soft skills. And a lot of the time when I get engaged for these assignments, one major thing people always ask me to address in those sessions is what is called workplace attitude. And so I have full sessions on workplace attitude. But today, I don't want to limit the talk I have about attitude to the workplace. Why? Because I found out that, whether it is your relationship, whether it is your communication, whether it is your team building, whether it is your whatever skill it is you are building or you're practicing, a lot depends on your attitude. Think about it. When you walk into a place, it is your attitude that determines whether people are coming to engage with you, talk with you, help you, assist you, or that they will stay away from you. Your attitude. So attitude is a big, big thing. And one of the demonstrations I give in my session is something I learned from John C. Maxwell, the leadership guru. John says that there is very little difference between people. In other words, if you look at people, you see we all have the same features: eyes, nose, ear, mouth, body. We are basically the same thing. It doesn't matter what color we are. Human beings are human beings. So that is not what makes us different. Some people may try to convince you to the contrary about race and color and height and handsomeness or beauty or any of that. It's not really what makes us different. So John says that there's very little difference between people. And then according to him, that little difference makes a very big difference. So what's the little difference? The little difference is actually attitude. That's the only thing that seems to make people different. But the bigger part of the issue is whether that attitude is positive or negative. And that's a big difference. A lot of the time, that's what makes or mars people. And I learned that and I processed it very seriously because I found out that it is true. Wherever you are in life, your attitude determines. There's this popular quote that your attitude determines your altitude. What does it even mean? In my world and in my opinion, it means that your attitude is the librarian of your past. It is the record that has kept your past, how it went. But your attitude is also the speaker of your present. When you walk into a room, your attitude speaks to everyone. When you stay on a job, your attitude speaks to everyone. When you are in your family, your attitude is what speaks to everyone. It doesn't matter what you say, it is your attitude that determines how people relate to you. It is also your attitude that projects your future. So I say your attitude is the prophet of your future. It basically prophesies what your future is going to look like. Now, if you change your attitude, say, for instance, from negative to positive, then your future becomes a trajectory towards the positive, to success. In other words, I would say in totality that your attitude is actually the advancement of your true self. That's what your attitude really, really is. Now, it's important to also know that your attitude actually is what propels you to what you are going to be. Why? Because it doesn't matter whether it's in business, whether it's at home, whether it's in school, in education, whether it is in government quarters, whether it's in civil society, the winning edge for me as I go around this circle is attitude. I have seen people who are extremely, extremely brilliant, extremely smart, but when they have rotten attitude, they come crashing before they get to the zenith of their profession or of their lives. I've seen people who are not extremely smart, but they have extraordinarily great attitude, and they have gotten to the zenith of their profession, of their lives, of their aspirations, and they gain many followers such that they become class A leaders. So my advice, think about it, because your attitude could do quite a lot for you. Your attitude could actually do quite a lot for you. Now, let me leave you with this. Your attitude is more honest and more consistent than your word. Think about it. Your attitude is more honest and more consistent than your word. Because your attitude would always show up. You could say whatever, you could change what you say, but your attitude will show up. It includes your manner of approach. It includes the way you speak to people. It includes the way you approach people. It includes the way you relate to people. It includes the way you present things. It includes the way that you function in a team. It includes the way that you take decisions. It includes the way that you lead. It includes the way that you function in civil society. Your attitude is more consistent than your word. And your attitude is never content until it expresses itself. It has to be expressed one way or the other. Sometimes you may not be able to control it if you hadn't consciously worked on your attitude before time. And your attitude has its roots inwards, inside of you, but the fruits are always outwards. They show to other people. And so your attitude is what draws people to you or repels them from you. So my advice, always remember that your attitude could be your best friend or your worst enemy. Choose the one you want. It's in my best interest that I keep my attitude as my best friend so that I can attract the most positive people and the most positive things to my life. That's the way I'll put it. Until I come your way again, thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.